Hello and welcome to another video of our Operators Platform tutorial series. In this tutorial, I'm going to talk about our newest feature, which was released in version 3.14.0, and that's inventory transfers. Now, before diving into the actual implementation details and how you can utilize it within our system, I want to take some time and talk about the incentives behind the creation and implementation of this feature. And that's because the current and existing ERP systems or the accounting systems that our customers and partner had got accustomed with do not have a very streamlined and easy way to make transfers happen between different warehouses that they own for their organization, and therefore it would have created a very huge burden on them to make these transfers happen in a very unfriendly way that would have taken a lot of their time and effort in order to make it happen. And therefore our team had decided to create a more seamless and frictionless and a very fast and easy to learn way for you to transfer your items from your different warehouses in your organization. Now, in order to access the transfer list, you would need to click on the inventory menu, and then inside it click on the transfers list menu item. In the appeared page, you can view your existing transfers, you can filter them based on the filtering criteria, you can create a new transfer. The transfer list filtering system works with the different statuses of the transfers. You can mix and match multiple of them if you want, and the date range that the transfer was submitted in. Note that this is a submitted date range and does not is not rather applicable to other dates associated with the transfer record. Now, in order to create a new transfer, all you would need to provide us with is the source warehouse, destination warehouse, and the date in which you want the transfer to be posted by, or required date. And then just click on the create button. I'm not going to do that for demo purposes. I've already created and I'm going to work with our demo record here. But let's actually proceed and see what information there are for each transfer. We have the transfer number that works mostly as the associated identifier of this transfer, the current status of the transfer, the source and destination warehouses, which includes their codes and their name, and some statistics about the total parts, requested quantities, scan quantities, and the date information about each transfer. That includes the submission, modified, and required dates. If you create a transfer or if you open an existing one, you will be navigated to the transfer information page, in which you can view the summarized information that you already had access to inside the transfer list on the top left side of the transfer information page, and on the top right side you can view the transfer's current status. You can change the status using this text field, and you can also review the source and destination warehouses for this transfer. At the bottom side of this page, you can view your existing items inside the transfer. You can add a new item by clicking on the search field in here and inputting your part numbers. Now I'm going to use, let's say, the same part here. I think this does not exist in our system since this is a demo environment. Let me actually go ahead and remove this so we can showcase this to you. Now let's go ahead and use the copy here. We add it here. You can also add it using the last row's inputs to input the product here. Maybe we can actually use this time to showcase the adding of this. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove it. Obviously, you can also utilize our importing with AI module that allows you to give it a text prompt, and our system will do its best to parse this information and add the products associated with the transfer text. Now, each item, you can obviously remove it as I had just demonstrated. You can check or uncheck or leave it unchecked for whether when the product arrives in the destination warehouse, whether you want your warehouse workers to definitely have marked the location of the products, Or if you just want the transfer to be done and you do not require location, the most common case and use case for this is when you immediately want to sell a specific product and you do not want to put it in your shelves. That's when you just do not have it as required, so that you can just make the transfer happen and sell the products immediately after they are received in the destination warehouse. Obviously, we have the part number, the requested quantity, which you can change to the number that you would like the transfer to have. The system would automatically pull the source and the destination availabilities, suffixed by their warehouse codes, which you can check against the actual names in here if you are more accustomed to the warehouse names. Then we have the committed section. That's more so when your inventory people would like to commit these products. That means that for serialized products, you would want to commit the serial numbers, and for non-serialized, you would want to commit the quantities. Then we have the cost attribution that allows you to record the cost of the transfer for each of these products per item, and then the system would also calculate the total cost for you. Then we have the total scan count, a total delivered count, and an optional note for each record as well of the items. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and now talk about how we can proceed with an inventory inventory transfer through the different statuses. Our system supports currently 5 different statuses. Pending, which means that you are in the building of this inventory transfer. You just want to do the data entry and say that you want these different products and these different quantities of it. Then whenever the inventory transfer items are fully inputted, then we can change to the scanning section. Note that in the scanning status, you cannot add new products, but you can obviously remove products at your will, and the committed column in here would automatically turn into either a drop down, an autocomplete that allows you to select the serial numbers associated with this product, or you can also view the input in the case of it being non-serialized, so you can just input the quantities associated with the actually transferred items. Now I'm going to go ahead, I have requested only one of each, so I'm going to go ahead and input one for each of these different. I think this does not work. Let's see if I do have a section here. Well, this does not want me to proceed with it, so I'm going to remove this. We can also showcase the removing here as well. Then I'm going to go ahead and change it to in transit. That's when the scanning part is done and the items are loaded inside the transit vehicle. Automatically, the committed section would just record the committed serial numbers and the quantities and will not allow you to change them later. Obviously, you can go back in the statuses, so you have some leeway in how you can just fix any mistakes you've made or any items that you had previously forgot to record or to scan or things like that, or do some adjustments. And then essentially when the products do arrive within the destination warehouse, you change it to the arrive section, and finally the finalized would be when you have received the products and anything that you had kept track of in terms of the committed items and the requested quantities are actually valid and have carried over in the destination warehouse. That's where you change it to finalized. Now, it is noteworthy to say that if you do change it to finalized, you cannot move the status back to the other statuses. So this is more of a permanent change, and the system would automatically also not allow you to add products, remove them, or change anything within this transfer record. Now I'm going to go ahead and put it as finalized here. Now we can see the view only part of this transfer as well, and then finally we can post the transfer so that everything can be committed into the ERP system itself and the actual changes be reflected. And that's when you finalize a transfer. So yet again, you open up a new transfer, you input your part numbers and the requested quantities and the costs, if you do keep track of the costs associated with it, and also notes. Then you change it to, maybe I can demonstrate it as well using one of our other ones. This one was posted. Maybe we can use this one. Well, this one was also posted. Hopefully we can use this. And then you can change it to scanning, to scan the committed products, and then the in transit, arrived, and finalized. And noting that the finalized is, it will only allow you to later on post the transfer. As easy as that, you can actually move products within the different warehouses within our system. Now, actually, we want to go back and let's say that I've committed this from the source to the destination. Now, if I keep this here and go to the availability, now I can see that I have actually 1 available here and 10 available. And it used to be 11 and 0. So the actual transfer does completely post and work with regards to the modifications of availability, as easy as that. Okay, hopefully this does come in handy with for you guys, for those of you who manage multiple warehouses and want a very easy way to transfer products within the different warehouses. Hopefully this video has been helpful. Thank you very much for tuning in and staying with me throughout this video. Hopefully I can catch you on the next one as well. Bye.